Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle are once again making headlines for what they just said about comedian Chris Tucker. Both of them are known for their controversial but true takes exposing the industry for what goes on behind closed doors. Katt Williams' new interview at Club Shay Shay podcast just went viral, where he exposed a bunch of big names in the industry for not only being industry plants, but also making deals with the elites and the Illuminati.
We've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
But the part of the interview that most people didn't really get to hear about was the one where the comedian was talking about fellow comedian Chris Tucker. Katt exposed Chris Tucker for his ties with Jeffrey Epstein. The comedian hinted at how Chris probably had to do some shady stuff to get to the heights of his career, and one of these things meant being involved with Jeffrey Epstein and all the shady businesses he conducted at his island. If that wasn't bad enough, Katt even said that Chris probably went to the island himself.
That's why, you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
But that isn't the complete story. According to Dave Chappelle, Chris isn't the villain here. He got too close to the elites in the industry, thinking that's what he had to do in order to succeed. And once he got to see just how messed up this group of people is, he decided to run. That's why the comedian disappeared from the media for the longest time, despite his career flourishing. According to Dave, he got on the wrong side of the industry elites, and that's why he had to run, to save his life from them. And as we all know, the elites would go to any lengths to stop anyone who's going against them.
I didn't understand that. They had to sting me a million times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
Chris Tucker hasn't released an official statement yet, but fans are urging him to talk about the issue at hand. You're watching Star Spills, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about how Dave Chappelle revealed why Chris Tucker ran away from Hollywood. But before we get to talking about all of that, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future.
It's like your buddy that's a war veteran or something. You don't want to know the he knows if you knew what he had to do to know these things. That's what they call expensive knowledge. I would not recommend quitting your show the way I did.
So we hope you all already know the whole drama with Jeffrey Epstein and his infamous island. Epstein is dead now, may he rot for the crimes he committed, but after his death, documents were leaked that really exposed the kind of person he was. Along with all of this, a long list of people was leaked to the public. This list had the names of all the people who were involved with Jeffrey Epstein and were linked to his island. The list had over 100 people on it, and the documents that were leaked along with the list had the names of even more people. One of the people that was linked to Jeffrey Epstein in these documents was none other than Chris Tucker. Yup, you heard that right. As shocking as it sounds, your favorite comedian was friends with the infamous sex criminal, Jeffrey Epstein. But there's more to the story than that. Katt Williams had revealed this information even before these documents were leaked to the public. In his Club Shay Shay interview with Shane and Sharp, Katt exposed a good handful of comedians in the industry. From calling Kevin Hart an industry plant to calling Steve Harvey a gatekeeper for the industry elites, he named all of them. Another name that he took in this interview was that of Chris Tucker. In the interview, he said that Chris probably traveled to Epstein Island with Jeffrey Epstein. For those of you who don't know what was going on Epstein Island, let us fill you in. It was a whole island owned by the late financier Jeffrey Epstein, where he was running a sex trafficking ring. And if that wasn't bad enough on its own, there were a lot of minors at this island as well. And wait, it gets even worse. A lot of big names were on the list that had the names of people who had allegedly been to this perverse island. Jeffrey was running this sex trafficking ring with his partner Ghislaine Maxwell, but there are more people to blame. So how did Katt start talking about this stuff in his Club Shay Shay interview? Well, he wasn't even asked about this directly. Shane asked him about the Friday movie, and Katt said that it would be hard to make another movie like that because of all the great people who have died from the original films. When Shane pointed out that Chris Tucker was still alive, Katt perked up and said Chris Tucker is no longer the person who acted as Smokey in the 1995 movie. But hold on, before we tell you more about what he said, do us a little favor and share this video with a friend who might enjoy our content. In the interview, Katt said that the Chris Tucker that we have now is not the one we all loved. He's a completely different person, and if he's being frank, the Chris Tucker that we have now is a quote-unquote Epstein Island Chris Tucker, and not Smokey. After this allegation, news outlets tried reaching out to Chris, but a representative declined to comment on the matter. But that's mostly because people are not looking at the whole story. This is when Dave Chappelle decided to jump into the conversation and clear the air about Chris Tucker. According to Dave, Chris isn't actually an evil person, just someone who didn't know what he was doing when he first started out in the industry.
It's like they blow you up like a balloon and twisting all these wild shapes like a balloon animal.
Yeah.
It's once you're in that thing, they can control the perception of it.
According to the outspoken comedian, Chris was new to the industry when he got the wrong ideas about how to get successful. According to Dave, Chris got involved with the wrong kind of people, which included Jeffrey Epstein. Reports suggest that Jeffrey and Chris traveled together on Epstein's private jet called the Lolita Express. Knowing what the late financier did, even the name sounds disgusting.
Tell me this, Chris. He was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, was it Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane, yes.
Anyways, Chris sweated that he only traveled with a sex criminal for humanitarian causes, and he was joined by none other than Bill Clinton. This was back in the 2000s when they traveled to Africa to help fight AIDS. But Dave said that that wasn't all. He said that Chris did in fact go to the infamous island, and that's when he realized that he had messed up big time. He saw the things that the industry elites were involved in, and this is when he decided to run. He knew that what was going on was wrong, and he knew that he had to get away from these people. But the elites didn't like that. They knew that if they let Chris go, he was going to expose them. And that's why Chris decided to disappear and be out of the limelight for the longest time. He said goodbye to his career to save his life. And that was all we had time for in today's video. Do you think that Chris Tucker is going to release a statement soon talking about all this? What do you think Katt Williams is going to say about what Dave revealed? What do you think comes next in this drama? Let us know all your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future. And with all of that out of the way, as always, we will see you in our next video right here at the Star Spills.